Ladies and gentlemen, first I would like to apologize. If you know me, you know I'm a stickler for time, and I think that's one of the things I'm known for in the public service. If I say it's 10 a.m., it's 10 a.m. But sincerely, I apologize for coming pretty late, and that's because I had to represent the deputy governor at another function, and I quickly had to address that, but I made sure I was going to get there. So I do apologize for coming late. Now I already had a speech prepared, but I walked into this room and I have listened to four young men speak, and so I'm going to leave that speech. I'm not talking to that, I'm talking to reality. And I see lots of young men in here. I won't take too much time. I will say a few words and I'll perform a very little experiment. So let me bust your bubble. I'm not the typical civil servant. So for someone who said they have to be different, I'm different completely. And I have absolutely no apologies about that, having spent over 26 years in the public service. So usually I say, I'm not going to dim my shine for you. If you're not comfortable with it, get a pair of sunglasses. So for me,
Yeah,
I'm just going to be me.
to get
And
some
listen to
like
some things. Be you. I really must congratulate Madam Nkiruka. Admittedly, I didn't post the flyer because once I post it on my status, the requests are usually enormous. I posted it on my way here from Angodo, and I will show you one or two messages just sitting there. Madam, we've written to you to please come and be guest speaker. It drives me crazy. I'm not going to say I'm special, but I always speak from the heart, and because of what I have seen. Boys, please be boys, and wait to become men before you become the men that you would be. Live the way you should live. Live in such a way that when you do certain things, can you do them in front of people, even when you're in the corner? I don't know, I say something in Yoruba, so permit me to do that. And it's a little prayer and it's a request. I will try and translate or transliterate. It is Oluwa Ishawo Midanilejo. That means, how do we do that now? How do we translate it? Judge me by the works of my hands. You know, it's not everything we do with our hands that everybody sees. Please turn your palms to yourselves. For the boys, I'm not telling the old men and the old women, only the boys. Turn it to you. You have lines there. Do you know your boys? You have lines on the palms of your hands. Do you know who wrote the lines? Who knows who wrote those lines?
God now.
Sorry? But usually when they ask us, we don't know who wrote it. We just know it's God because He created us. And the saying also goes, Àtẹ́wọ́ labálà, àmẹ́ni tó kọ́. Tàbá wá mẹ́ni tó kọ́ ńkọ́, bàbá ńlá bàbá kan ló máa parẹ́ òsì. The palms of my hands and the lines of my palm, I met them there. I do not know who drew the lines, but even if I did know who drew the lines, I don't want to use the word that came to my mouth, but who dares or who would dare to wipe them clean? That means your destiny is in your hands, and you've got bright futures. Bright. Do not let anyone, anything, any situation derail you. I heard about the peer pressure. I heard about drugs. I heard about everything. I listened. And that's why I can't even read that. And I'm so happy, honestly, that we're now really conscious of the boy child. We really used to focus on the girls. Because I work in the education sector in Lagos State, I will tell you I've seen a lot, I've heard a lot, but I must commend the First Lady of the nation. We're currently driving the Boy Child Initiative, and by extension, the First Lady of Lagos. We even have a Boy Child, initiative we're driving that involves several entities. So this for me is fantastic. And it shows we don't just care about your academics, we care about you, we care about your morals. You've got mentors in here. I never in my life dreamt that at some point in time, even as a girl, a little girl, I was very troublesome, yes, that I would be representing the deputy governor of the state or standing in front of people. There are like three. I looked at the brochure that I have, and my picture is there with three people I have always looked up to. So it tells you there is nothing you cannot achieve, and you will be who you choose to be. So, a few months ago, I had been at a session like this, and I like the fact that somebody said, "The king in me." But there's a queen in me. I used to be a princess, but now I'm a queen. I know I am. With or without makeup, with or without the jewelry, I would always be the queen. So what do you say to yourselves? And a few months ago, like I said, I was at a forum like this, and I think about 200 boys from public secondary schools had just been trained in coding and all that, beyond other things. And one of them came up and had said something, but I picked. They said, "Boys don't cry." And I said, mm-mm. I got up immediately. I said, "Boys cry. Boys are allowed to cry. Men cry. Real men cry. Real men are allowed to cry. Okay. Boys cry." And I did one thing, and I'll do it here. I asked for 10 boys who think they're king enough to come on the stage and give me a hug. And I got over 70. But today, I want just 5 boys who think they're king enough to walk up this stage and give me a hug. That's all I ask. Just 5 boys. The first 5 boys. Just 5 boys. Just 5. Come on the stage. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And there are 5 already.
Thank you. So this is a group hug. So I'm going to give each person one.
One.
Thank you so much for that. It takes a lot for young boys, with other boys around, to get up and do that. And the next day, from that function, I got the voice recordings or voice notes of what some of the boys said. Because I had dealt with public schools, one said, "I have never touched a senior government official." I got home and told my mom. She said she had never been in contact with a senior government official. Even my dad. I think I have come into wealth, and I'm like, I had good sleeps. And that's one of the reasons why I said I would be here, even if I was going to come late. I don't call my children by their names. There are few parents here. My son to me is champion, so I call him champ. I've always called him that. And my daughter is superstar. So how would he not? Don't get me wrong, though. Those two people, they've given me gray hair. You understand? But we call ourselves bar. So for the boys in this room, just one charge. Are you going to be a blessing or are you going to be a lesson? I leave you with that. Thank you very much.